That was not the case tonight. I just told the team that I'm proud of the effort that they played with, the attitude that they played with, the way that they prepared all week was at a very different level than what it was a week ago. And through what we had been through, I thought that spoke to the leadership on our team and some of the things culturally that we've been trying to build this year. So again, I'm proud of the way that we competed. I'm proud of our effort. However, our issues are obvious, and it's simply our ability to execute that gave us no chance to win this football game. When you look at 13 completions out of 35 pass attempts, and then when you throw in 9 sacks on top of that, so if you're in 13 completions out of 45 pass attempts, our passing games, we simply had no chance. Duke is a team that's going to put numbers around the box. They're going to play 2 coverages. They're going to be in man coverage. You have to have guys that have to run to get open, and you've got guys that can step up and make throws. Obviously, they've always done a good job with their pressuring the quarterback. We had some injuries on the offensive line. Some guys had to go in there. That's certainly a part of it. But I think the thing that we've got to take a long examination of is, how can our passing game deteriorate in just a short amount of time from the steps that it had made, early in November through Florida State and Louisville. I think that is as much of an issue as anything. If there was one reason why, that one reason would be easy to fix. I think that's something that we have to analyze, and I don't want to go too much more into that just because of not having seen the film. But that was certainly the story of this game. I think the key moment in the game was after the turnover, and we had a short field, and we're not capable of getting any more than 3 points. I think we had one more short field. We took a sack. We were in complete control of the game through the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, complete control of the game where one more score would have put Duke in a drop-back passing game where they were simply unable to protect their quarterback as well. And we could not do that. And, again, through a crazy exchange of punts, the guy bombs an insane punt that backs us up. We punt the ball back to them. They get a short field. Their 2 touchdown drives in the main part of the game were both, I think, 45-yard drives, something like that. So this was, like I said, this was just simply about what wins a football game. And again, we have deficiencies that gave us just about no chance to get it done tonight. So with that, questions?
Manny, does it feel like this program, obviously you guys have worked hard to build things, to get things going in the right direction, but to end the season with 9 sacks, to end the season with the quarterback situation where you have to kind of go between guys to try to get that going, does it feel like in the end you've made no progress? Like your goals maybe that you set out in the beginning of the year because you kind of reverted back to where you were, does it feel like any progress has really been made?
Well, to your point, what you say is we sat out a year ago and we said, okay, one of the things we have to do is we got to repair the QB room. And what's so puzzling, if we sat here 12 months later and said, never happened, that'd be one thing. But there were so many signs. So what's happened here is this the inconsistency of youth? Has something else? We have to analyze simply every aspect of it to try to find the answer. And as I said, it's normally not just one answer. But we were all sitting here, 3 weeks ago, and this is not an indictment on the kids we have playing. There's a lot of things that go into it, but we certainly felt like we saw the signs of what our offense could be. So if it had not been there all year, that would be different. We were 4th in the ACC in total offense coming to this game, in terms of yards per play. We didn't look like that tonight, and that's in a game where probably it wasn't going to take a great amount of points to win the game, just to finish some drives, get some things going. We just could not get that done.
How much did the injuries on the offensive line ultimately lead to?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. That's going to weaken you. And then Duke gets into their odd package, which you knew was a problem, and they do a lot of different movement and twists. So they're going to present, other than just actually blocking the guys, they're going to present a lot of problems in terms of assignment-wise, because you're on this guy, then it's got to change to that guy. And the continuity of the 5 guys who practice against all that stuff together as opposed to the 2s that kind of came in. So when Navon went down, you put John Campbell in. John Campbell's played a lot with our ones. We feel good about him. Then he goes down. And then you're moving guys from guard to tackle, and that's just we're trying to get the best lineup we could in there. But again, like I said, I think those guys fought, but we certainly didn't. Our protection made it very difficult on our quarterbacks.
What's going on with Brevin? He started, and
Brevin went, it was good, and then it just simply, I don't know what the medical term is, but it just, I don't say it locked up on him, but it just, he re-aggravated it, whatever it was, and he was not able to really push off that foot the way he needed to.
Manny, obviously the fans are upset about this loss. I know you're upset about this loss, but coaching continuity, you've talked about that in the past, how you kind of need to keep things going. Do you feel like maybe some changes have to be made on the staff?
That's not something that even at this moment I'm prepared to think about. We have to change the way that we're playing. I know that now. There's a lot of things that go into how that happens. But I think as you get through the year, you step back and you look at the entirety of the year, and you look at all the factors that go into that. And I think that's anytime you evaluate a staff, anytime you evaluate anything in the program.
Maybe not so much as far as changes on the staff, but other changes you feel you need to make in the way it's first season with coaching. What did you learn from this that you can take forward?
Well, like I said, you have to look at yourself with an honest eye of everything that you've set out to do and everything you've tried to accomplish. I am proud that our attitude and our effort was what it was tonight. I am proud at the leadership, and the guys gave their all, after all the negativity from a week ago. But sometimes it just comes down to ball, and you just got to play football better than the other guys play football. And so for that to betray us tonight, like I said, I think that shows signs that there are some things in the locker room where the guys do want to come together and they do want to do right. But we simply have to play football better than we did tonight.
We'll do 2 more questions for Coach.
Coach, defensively, you guys obviously made a lot of big plays in the backfield. You had sacks, you had some tackles for loss, but felt like the big play, kind of bit you guys.
Well, like I said, when the game was really until the last long pass for a touchdown, I guess a 49-yarder. Up to that point, most of their damage was done on 2, half-court drives, which is really the second year in a row where Duke has been able to make some plays on us in terms of winning field position. But yeah, they broke the one long run, which we sort of misfit a gap on an inside zone. The QB had a run, on a motion out for her touchdown, but again, when you have to go 45 yards the first 2 drives, it doesn't take very much. A 20-yarder gets you halfway there. That's not very complicated. Like I said, I thought our defense was in control of the game until the fourth quarter, and part of it was just them getting worn down, physically and mentally by the circumstances of the game.
Manny, what's the morale now? I'm sure it's low, but what's it like there, the atmosphere after the game in the locker room?
There's a lot of hurt, and if there wasn't, you'd be concerned. And when I just walked out, Shaq Quarterman had the whole team out and was talking to him in a very, very passionate speech on how happy he was, on why he came back and why he was here and what needs to happen going forward. I think that's the whole key. I think everything, looking at what we're doing, is not about what's going on this season. It's about what's happening going forward. And that's not something that can be understood by anybody other than the people that are in that locker room, which I understand. I get that. And, again, we came in this year to contend for this division, which we will always set our sights on. That being said, there is still a culture, there's still a way of doing things that we are trying to build in that room, something that can be sustainable. It doesn't look like it now, but that's fine. That's not the way that things always look when you check your short-term returns. But there was a coming together of guys in there, which was encouraging.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.